My name's Clayton Lord. I am the Vice President of Local Arts Advancement at Americans for the Arts, and it seems entirely fitting to follow that amazing conversation with what we're about to do, which is just in about 5 minutes we're going to debut a new tool for you all that we've been working on for about the last year that we hope is going to facilitate a lot more dialogue about the role that arts and culture can play in conversations about all sorts of things, ranging from immigration to education, health and wellness, and so on. It's been about a year since we released Arts and Economic Prosperity 5. A lot of you participated in it. And that's work that we've honed at Americans for the Arts with all of you over the course of more than 25 years. And what it has in it is detailed, impactful information about the impact of the arts on your specific community. And that data, just in the past year, we know from stories that you've told us, has been used to argue successfully for millions of dollars in new funding for arts and culture and a lot more awareness for the role that arts and culture is playing in a lot of communities right now. But what we've heard from you also is that the power of AEP, the data points, the research backing, the targeted messaging that resonates with exactly the people you need to convince, you want something like that to unleash all of the other ways that the arts can be part of impacting community life. And thanks to the Mellon Foundation, the Doris Duke Foundation, and the Kresge Foundation, Americans for the Arts is embarking on a journey to try and bring to life the hopes you've expressed to us, a whole portfolio on the social impact of the arts that is anchored by an exciting new tool that I'm happy to share right now. This, maybe, is called the Arts and Social Impact Explorer. And what it is, it's still being tweaked. This is beta. We're going to ask you to play with it and tell us all of the things that you think are amazing and all the things that you think maybe could work a little bit better. But this is an online primer that draws together top-line research, example projects, core research papers, and service and partner organizations about 26 different sectors and how the arts can be part of their conversation, ranging from tourism to health and wellness, immigration to innovation, faith to environment. It functions like the surface of a lake of knowledge, and it's designed as an entry point to a large and growing body of research projects and support organizations that exist at the intersection of the arts and various other parts of the community. It creates an experience that can scale from casual surfing to deep exploration of a topic, and that will allow people who wish to visit it to move from this area into all of the websites, all of the research that are linked to from the Social Impact Explorer, and to engage directly with other partners all across the country who are doing amazing projects, supporting this work, and creating the research that tells us the impact that it has. All of this is an effort to make more visible the incredible and wide-reaching impact of the arts and drive conversation. So now I'm going to attempt to read a script while playing with it to show you a little bit of how it does. If, for example, you wanted to take a look at the arts and military intersection, which a lot of you I know have been working on, you'll first get a micro summary on each intersection to set out terminology and a bit of context. And if you click on Learn More, you'll be able to get a little more information. It's a great summary piece to tell you a little bit of the interactions that arts and military have had. If you X out of that and you use the forward arrows, you'll get to something we call impact points. You'll see one right at the start there, but if you click on Learn More, you'll get up to 6 more impact points that are culled from research that exists out there in the world, all of which is freely accessible on the internet. We deliberately did this in a way that allows you to find every single link, and then we've also included all of the research and citations down at the bottom so that you can link to those things and read the whole report if you want to. If you take a look here, you'll see, for example, that 2 out of 3 soldiers who've been treated with art therapy say it improves their symptoms of depression. You can get an 83% decrease in stress levels from patients who have traumatic brain injury who go through art therapy. And art therapy has the potential to save $1.7 billion a year, over $1,000 per veteran who go through art therapy programs. But that's not all we've got. You click on the X, you come back, and you start to see some examples of practice. We have gathered over 1,000 data points, pictures, stories, websites, and email addresses to talk about not only the research, but the way that the work is happening right now. And so, for example, you can see here the Veterans Project, A Long Journey Home, which is a project of Diavolo Dance Company in Los Angeles. Has anyone heard of this project? It's amazing. It's been touring around the country right now. And you can see here you'll get a picture, you've got the title of it, you've got a brief summary of what it is, and then maybe most important, you've got a direct link to their website as well as an email address of a contact that you can email to ask them more about this project. There are 5 or 6 of these for all 26 sectors. And then you can move on, you can see our reading list. Thanks to 4 amazing authors, which I'm going to thank at the very end of this, who did a lot of work gathering information all across the internet. We've got up to 5 different research reports at each intersection, depending on how much already exists in the field. We've also, through this work, been able to identify gaps in the research that exists, and we're hoping that future phases of this work will allow us to commission new research projects that will help fill in what's going on here. Finally, you can see the organizations that are working at these intersections, each one of them with a title, a brief summary of what they're doing, and a link directly to their website. Our hope is that eventually we will be able to add more projects, more organizations through interactions with you. So once this is out of beta, we're going to be creating a way for you to submit the projects and the organizations and the research points that you already know about and that you want to share with us so that we can put it into here. The other thing I want to share really quickly, these aren't up yet, and you'll see that there's a lot of little gaps in this one if you take a close look, but we're creating 4-page fact sheets that will be downloadable and able to be shared as PDFs freely with anyone you want to on all 26 of these sectors. They gather the information that's in this pinwheel, and you can use it, print it out, and take it directly to your decision makers who you're trying to have a conversation with. These will include all of the different pieces of information in a highly visible, exciting format that people will engage with, and then perhaps most importantly, it also includes all of the citations so that people know that this is information that is research-backed. We're really grateful to the Mellon Foundation, the Duke Foundation, and the Kresge Foundation for supporting the work that we're doing at the intersection. We're also thankful to all of the people who were involved. I just want to specifically highlight a few. The 4 authors who wrote the first drafts of all 26 of these papers are Rebecca Novick, Mark Valdez, Devra Thomas, and Jason Singh. And then we also had a lot of work from Ann Canzanetti and Elizabeth Sweeney, as well as on the AFTA staff, Graham Dunstan, Kim Hedges, and Mara Walker. And then it was designed by the firm Machinery and the web firm New Target. The last thing I want to say is that this is also a mobile interface. And so if you go right now on your phone to americansforthearts.org/social impact, you'll see a slightly different looking version of what you saw here that you can play around with on your phone anytime you want to, or you can head out into the lobby where there is a giant touch screen that you can play with in order to explore all of the over 1,000 bits of data that we've got in this project. Thank you very much for all of the work that you're doing, because it comes into all of this, and I hope that you have a great time playing with it.